What's up, everybody? It's your boy, The Cho, and welcome back to another WellRED Podcast Classic. Now, full disclosure, usually when I do these WellRED Podcast Classics, I remember which episode it came from, and that should be the case because clearly I've gotten the clip here, but apparently I isolated this clip a few weeks back and was like, I'm definitely using that. And now I can't remember what fucking episode that I isolated it from, and iTunes is being weird and not showing me like all of them and stuff. So if you remember what episode this is from, then please leave it in the comments down here or message me or whatever. But here's the deal. This is what happened. So we were having an argument. I had posited that I don't know how we got started on it, but it was basically if dragons were real, we humans would not be the apex predators that we are today. And as usual, Trey called me the dumbest motherfucker that has ever lived, and then explained in his own bro sciencey way, just exactly how wrong I was, and that we would have, to quote him, killed those lizard bitches too. So here is that conversation that gets, as you can imagine, very ridiculous, as it always does when we talk about animals, especially the fake kind. So this is a WellRED Podcast Classic. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, but the button should be here somewhere. And also subscribe to our podcast, the WellRED Podcast. Go to wellredcomedy.com, WELLRED comedy.com for tickets to see us on the road. And now on with the bullshit. Skew!
This was the evolution of the conversation. You said to keep us in check, and I said, dude, put a dragon up against a fucking Apache and see how dragons ain't shit. That's what I said.
I want to be clear. We mean Apache helicopter, everybody?
Yeah, right. But you probably find a badass enough Apache to take a dragon out, too.
Sure.
When fucking tomahawk that big lizard bitch. Anyway.
What was that cartoon about a dragon that had one weakness and they shot it with a bow and arrow when we was little?
That wasn't a cartoon. That was the Dragonheart with Sean Connery was the voice of that dragon.
Oh, they made a cartoon about it, too.
You're right. They did make a cartoon after the movie. They made a cartoon.
No, this was before.
I don't think so.
When I was a little kid, there was a cartoon, and it was like an old-ass cartoon.
Oh, okay.
The cartoon I thought you were referring to was the Apache from the Justice League. You remember that was a character in the Justice League?
Mm-hmm.
He was a Apache, and he'd just get real fucking big and just be an Apache and fuck you
I
up.
hope there's people listening right now who think that they're on the wrong podcast. But I don't know. Usually they talk about fried chicken and politics, but I tuned in. It was all D&D and
yeah,
Justice
and
League
shit.
stuff.
Well, anyway, I said we would fuck a dragon up with our guns and stuff, and you then said, yeah, but we wouldn't have all that shit if they had always been around and whipping our asses. So that's why I said the caveman. You didn't say literally we'd still be cavemen, but it was in that vein. It was a similar argument.
I won't deny that part.
Yeah, and I am saying, no.
You're wrong.
We'd still hit.
Yeah, but then it got a little bit deeper than that because I eventually wasn't even having an argument. It was between you motherfuckers. And
that's because I agree with what Trey just said, but Trey also acted like you said it wouldn't be any different than lions, and I said, wait, hold up.
Yeah, that is horse
shit. It would be a little different than lions if they was flying lizards that could breathe fire.
Yeah, that's true. That's a little different than a lion. A little bit.
Bit.
But what I'm saying is
I'm much more passionate yesterday,
fully
folks.
confident that we would still be the apex predator and would have been this whole time. So
Zero
ultimately, I don't think dragons would have held us back that much, and we'd still whoop their asses, and they'd be, like I said, you could take your fucking fat kid to go pet a dragon baby in fucking Cherokee, North Carolina or whatever, if there were dragons like that. They'd be our bitches just like every other animal is our bitch.
You can't.
They would.
But I've never been anywhere where you could feed a lion.
Right. You could throw a piece of meat into a cage. That'd be
First of all, if you got enough money, you can like kill and fuck a lion. So I'm sure you can feed them too. I know. Well, if you own them, you can feed them.
You could own a dragon? Is that what you're saying?
If you had enough money, hell yeah, you could own a dragon.
We would have exterminated them, is what I think.
Yeah, we would have had to
do
some sort of dragon genocide.
Like, see, lions was smart enough to like stop coming around.
Us or them? Like you're saying, there's no way. That's another way of saying we couldn't coexist with dragons. Like, yeah, you're right, we're better, but that just means we would have killed them all off because, look, there was only room for one of us on this fucking rock, and I'm saying I don't buy that either.
Well, here's what I'm saying is we exterminate predators until they're so far away from society it don't matter anymore.
Right.
But in my mind, these is flying lizards that fuck with our houses all the time, so that wasn't going to happen.
They breathe
but
fire.
If they learn to leave us alone, just like, bears have, sure, there'd be some like in Canada.
Maybe they still is. Not in Canada.
Dragons?
Yeah, they'd be in like Romania, I think.
I mean, you're just trying to be funny, right?
I thought, yeah, wait.
Not funny, more like a stoner thought, like, how cool would that be?
Right, but do you think there's dragons?
No.
No. Dude,
I kind of wish there was dragons.
You just fucked me up for a second.
What about Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot? Do y'all have any sort of like...